Your mic's on, everybody? They call the order, the Parks Board meeting for January 12th. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everybody. Get some roll call here. Jason?
Member Ted Engels?
Here.
Alderman Robert Wells?
Here.
Member Terry Locke?
Here.
Member Cale Orsted?
Here.
Member Richard Dawson? Member Crystal Smith?
Here.
Chairman Michael Chapman? Staff present is Jason Long, Seth Wansing, and Don Shepard.
All right, so we do have a quorum, so we can move on. Okay, agenda approval. Everybody have a chance to look at the agenda? Entertain a motion for approval?
So moved.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Next item is the consent agenda. Everybody have a chance to look at the minutes? So I'd entertain a motion for approval.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Next is the commissioner reports. Seth, it looks like you got a lot of talking to do here.
Yeah.
So soccer registration for the spring is up. It went up December 22nd. It will end February 13th. Little Kickers is up, and that went up. I think that went up January 5th, and that ends. Sorry, I got a lot of dates going on. And that ends March 22nd. Already this week's been really busy with soccer registration. I would like to be. Last spring, I think we had 82 kids. Spring soccer is our biggest registration. I would like to be at least 82. I would like to see us back up in the hundreds like we used to be. And, you know, I'm sure I'll be worried the whole time. There's some weeks where it's really busy and some weeks where, I'll be blasting a lot of Facebook stuff, and just trying to, I'll be sending out a former email to everybody that's played last spring and last fall, just letting them know registration's up. Like I had talked about in a few meetings about our numbers going down, about the ebb and flow of like kids playing, kids not playing. I think this will be a pretty good judgment of where we're at, because spring soccer is usually our biggest registration. So that's all I got for spring soccer. Pickleball, that registration will go up February the 1st. I would like to start it in late April, early May. That way we're not playing in the middle of July. And then I think the fall season went really well last fall, so I'd like to do a spring, fall, and then maybe have something in between for a summer type tournament or something like that, instead of a summer league where people are sweating through their shirts. Football. Me and Tim Mincher, who runs Cobra Kai, will have a phone call tomorrow. That one, like I talked about last time, about combining with CCJ, I'm not quite sure what direction that's going yet. I know that the surrounding cities and the high schools like Belton and Ray-Pec would like to see us combine. And for us, we were kind of the facilitator for Cobra Kai last year. It was kind of just a test run at it. I thought it went well, even though we didn't have the teams we thought we would have. We will kind of see what happens there. I'll have a better outlook of what's going on that situation tomorrow, I hope. What that means for us running registration, I know we'd still be a partner. What that means and how that looks, I do not know. They kind of just wrapped up their travel seasons and everything like that in December, November, got through banquets and everything, and January and February is kind of talking time before registrations and teams start getting formed March, April, May. Flag football. We will be running flag football in the fall. I'm waiting to hear what dates to line up with. I like to line up with other cities. I'm hoping for a good turnout. I've already talked to some local football people, kind of seeing, what we can send our way, what the interest was like. I know we're running it in the fall, and that runs up against tackle. That won't be indicative of how good it can be. The spring following will be. We didn't run it this spring just because of the hay contract at Dunsworth and that type of thing. That ends in March. That would have been right up when we're starting. That would have been. And when we got the okay to do it in December, to try to put a program together properly and have it run properly in a couple weeks' time is not ideal, especially when you're kickstarting one from the ground up again. So, because I don't think we've had flag football since 2017, 2018, maybe 2020. So it's been 5 or 6 years at least. So the good news is we do have a bunch of flags. We have a lot of footballs downstairs that I kept. Did not get rid of them when I first got here. So, but looking forward to having flag football back in the fall. Basketball is going really well. Teams started back up practicing last week and playing games. We have another set of home games this weekend. I believe we have 3 games at 9, 10, and 11. All of our teams seem to be going really well. I try to check in as much as I can during the season, or as much as I remember. And usually in these type of things, no news from parents or coaches is good news. That means things is going well.
Right.
If I'm getting a bunch of emails from parents and coaches, then that's typically not a good thing. But usually for Peculiar, we have a really good set of core coaches and a really good set of parents. So basketball is always a trouble season. I had to throw people not from Peculiar out of a first grade tournament last year. That was fun. So we have not had any of those issues yet this year. So
Don't say yet.
Yeah. So as far as tournaments go, I do not know if we'll be hosting again. I know we'll have games on the 24th and the 7th too, and then the tournaments will be Valentine's Day weekend. I don't know if we'll be a host site yet. I should have better context on that this week. I would love to be, quite frankly, tournaments.
Weird.
That just went quiet.
Oh, that did go
Thank you.
quiet.
Anybody have any questions on the commission report?
What's just out of curiosity, what's the age range for flag football? Because, again, I haven't been there. Or what is the idea that you're kind of going for right there? Same ages as regular, or what's the?
Just same ages as regular, kind of like what we do run.
Okay.
There'll probably be a kindergarten, a first and second grade division, a third and fourth grade division, and a fifth and sixth grade division. I know that some cities have ran with a 7th, 8th, 9th, or just a 7 and 8, and then a 9th grade division. When you get into middle school ages, that's where you have a lot of registration flux and stuff like that. I know they're at least talking about getting rid of the 9th graders. I don't know how that will go. I certainly have my opinion on it, but that is just me. I don't know if we should have freshmen.
Yeah, I know. Very intense.
Besides, it'll be our normal age divisions, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then the equipment cost for that one's way down low because there's no pads and flag, right? Or is
Correct.
there?
No
Yeah.
flags and pad. We have plenty of flags.
No pads and
No
flags.
pads.
Yeah, it's both. It goes both ways.
You would be shocked. Those turtle shells that they wear, they're about $300, $500 bucks a pop.
Yeah.
So, and some leagues do require those.
Yeah. So
our
low cost
league
of
does-
entry.
Our league does not require those turtle shells or anything like that.
Great.
we have a lot of flags left over. I'm not sure that we'll need to buy any.
Great.
It really all depends on the amount of teams we have.
Yep.
What used to happen is that we ran through, when I was at Harrisonville and then working here as a rec supervisor, we ran through NFL Flag.
Mhm.
And that organization is, yeah,
Mhm.
very expensive and not a lot of pullback on it. So they would provide jerseys, flags, everything. Insurance was the big one, and that thing was insane. So now we order our own jerseys, so I definitely know the jerseys are cheaper.
Good.
And then we should have plenty of equipment to supplement at least the fall, and just kind of see how it goes. I would love to not have enough equipment because that means we have a lot of teams. So we'll see how it goes. Again, I don't think we've had it in 7-8 years, so all gonna be new.
Great way for everyone to kind of pick up football if they're not already invested and have their own pads or something like that.
Correct.
So, great. That answers my questions. There you go.
The strategy of scheduling flag was before we were thinking spring.
Yeah.
So just kind of walk me through that.
So we were hoping spring, and then we got approved in December to do it, and then most registrations by the time we had been approved to do it had already been up. You would already had kids probably. We would have been late to the ball on putting a registration ad out, and then also with the hay contract at Dunsworth, and just having people back there and being on that ground, just everything. Instead of rushing it, and while it does run in with tackle, I think it'd be better just to do it in the fall and not rush it and make sure we're all free and clear and can just do our own thing. So I think that was the better play. Was hoping for spring, and then by the time we got around to thinking like, okay, can we build the fields? Can we do this? As quick as we worked, it just got to the time where the fall seemed like a better option. But I definitely think in the spring you will see a lot bigger number in the fall, but I think the fall can still be really successful.
Do you think we'll leave it in the fall, or will we switch once we have some more time?
That is up to what I'm told to do. I can run it both seasons. I definitely have my opinions, like I said.
Yeah.
I think you're cannibalizing each other. Now, if we're not in charge completely of a tackle football league, then yeah, you run it in the fall. You run the risk of numbers, especially around here with Ray Peck and everything. Tackle football reigns supreme in the fall, so you're running risk on numbers besides your trial run, obviously, this fall. But I would say we can run it both spring and fall. We can run it in the spring. We can run it in the fall.
Yeah.
Let me jump in on this real quick. So how this whole thing started was logistically the question was where were we going to hold flag football? And what we came up with was originally it was going to be Sherry Park, and there isn't enough parking coming down the Sherry Drive side. Not ideal anyway. So we were going to have people come in off of Harper Road. After talking with our public works superintendent, Tony, the field at Sherry Park would have taken a lot more work to get it ready for flag football than the field at Dunsworth will. Dunsworth is basically just going to need to be mowed and striped, and it's ready to go. Public Works has already repaired the road coming in from Harper and cleared out quite a few of the trees along the back of those houses. We've already got a plan in place for parking. So that's kind of what played into skipping the fall session.
Yeah.
And then also, like Seth is saying, we don't want to cannibalize other programs to get it done. So this is a good way for us to have a little bit more time to get everything ready for the flag football season, and then also gauge the interest in it and work out the kinks. So we're not saying that a spring league isn't ever going to happen, but it's a good way for us to kind of walk into the pool instead of diving in. Do you have any more questions about that?
So it'll be like north of the Public Works facility.
Correct.
Is that about right?
Uh-huh.
Sweet. That'll be kind of cool. Be visible from Harper.
Uh-huh.
You know, maybe the residents and all the neighboring neighborhoods up there will see it happening. And
Yeah, if you've, I don't know how long it's been since anyone's been down that road into Dunsworth from Harper, but it was just an overgrown gravel path basically, and now Tony's turned it into, it's a real drive. People aren't going to pull up and go, is this where we're supposed to go? So it looks great. The Public Works has done a fantastic job getting that ready for us. But that's the story behind why we're skipping spring and, shooting for fall.
appreciate it.
When do sponsorships open up for sports this year?
Fairly soon.
Okay.
Very soon. They're about ready.
Okay,
So
good.
we will be opening our sponsorship type stuff up to the public, and it will brighten beyond just sports, if I'm allowed to say that. So
Okay. Good.
we shall see how that goes.
All right. Any other questions? Okay. Moving on. Park staff report. I think this is all you, Jason, right?
So, update on the City Lake progress. Let's see, I believe last time we met, we had clear cut the shoreline. Public Works has been over there, and has the shoreline kind of scooped and shaped, and we're getting ready to put down the weed mat and the riprap to make it look a little more like what surrounding cities have done with their parks. We've had, a couple of things that kind of pushed back the setting of the fire rings. We have them; they're ready to go. Now we were kind of working on a locate service to make sure we don't hit the electrical that's already out there, but
There's a lot of electric out there. Yeah.
yeah, but it is happening soon. As far as City Lake goes, everything else is still kind of happening in the background. I'm trying to find a cheaper way to get a restroom put out there. The playground is scheduled to be installed next month.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, no.
I was out there walking around with our Public Works Director, Jill Bruss, and we were kind of doing a little more detailed mapping of where the walking trail is going to go. We've got some ideas for a couple of bridges that are going to go in. There's a couple of drainage issues that she identified that we're going to have to fix, and then a couple of spots where we can add some additional parking. So that's all coming along.
Okay. Questions on the Sea Lake. The boat launch. Have we heard anything from the Boy Scouts?
I have not.
Yeah, I went down there the other day with my wife, and it was really nice. And you can actually, I saw the rebar poking up, so I know exactly what Don was talking about.
Yep. Yeah, it's a long list, but
And it was nice. You could tell the work they done. Sitting on the dock, you could see clear down through, and that wasn't the case a year ago. So
yeah, it
definitely
looks so
looking good.
much better now, and it's going to be just a little bit at a time. You'll see these slow changes, and you won't recognize it in a year.
That's good. Yeah. Pride of Peculiar.
So the Peculiar Parks Foundation is active again. It was, I guess, half disbanded for a little while, and we just had our first meeting last week. That is going to be, a huge resource for raising some funding for some small projects here and there, and just, benefiting everybody. So I'm actively working on putting together a laundry list of things that we'd like to have.
Great.
Let's see, the partnership with the Chamber of Commerce regarding the farmers market it's my understanding that the farmers market used to be under the umbrella of the Parks Department. And then, through circumstance, we kind of got away from that. And I feel like both entities are stronger if they're working together. So I've been working with Shannon Wells and Amanda Chapin over here to get that back together. That's also going to be a pretty great resource as far as working not just with the Parks Department, but with the Parks Foundation as just sort of the holy trinity of let's fix our parks. They've been a huge help with events in the past, and we have a lot coming down the pipe for the future too. And then the big one was the change in descriptions for CIP funding. We had two capital improvement projects that were approved previously before I got here, and the verbiage on those, the first one was 2025-006 was a trails maintenance project, And the way it read, we could basically only use that money to repair damage to existing trails. So at the last Board of Aldermen meeting, we had the verbiage changed to allow us to use that for upgrading, addition, maintenance, whatever we need to
Trails
do.
in general.
Yeah.
Trails in general,
Trails
yeah.
funding.
Just in general, if the trail needs it, now I can use that money for that
Not
trail.
build new trails if you had to.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then same for CIP item 007. It was money that was allocated for specifically for purchasing new playground equipment at McKernan Park. Well, it was only $30,000, and if you know anything about playground equipment, that's not going to buy you much. But there is plenty of other things at McKernan that do need to be repaired, so we also had the verbiage changed on that item to allow that money to be spent for anything encompassed in McKernan Park, which the first item on the list is the 9/11 memorial. All of the granite has been coming off due to water damage. I've gotten one bid in so far, and it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, so we're going to have plenty to paint job on the restroom structure. There's some plumbing issues that need to be fixed.
The toilet seat in the men's room.
The toilet seat in the men's room.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. So on and so forth. So that's what we did with those two capital improvement projects, was just change the wording so that we could be allowed to use it in a broader scope. And that concludes my park staff report.
Any questions on Jason's park staff report? Putting Ted to sleep.
Oh, sorry, man.
All right, no questions. We'll go to board member comments. Anybody have any comments, anything they'd like to add today? Ted?
Hey, Mr.
Fabulous question.
Not a bad thing.
Do our guests have anything they want to add?
They step up to the mic.
Got some time.
We are excited for the foundation to be back up and running. We're here to support you guys. Ted doesn't know this yet, but we're going to ask him to be the vice president. He doesn't
Surprise.
know that yet, so
Don't tell us, Dave.
we're going to put him on the spot.
Yeah.
Yes or
You're
no,
on camera,
Ted?
you can't say no.
No.
It's like going to
We are here to support you guys. Like Jason said, we are kind of looking for like a laundry list of things that we can start looking for grants and kind of figuring out how we can help. We have some ideas. It just kind of depends on what the needs are of the board. And then, of course, the chamber is always willing to partner and work. And Shannon's the farmer's market, so.
That thing.
You know, we're actually, I'm actually really excited to partner again with Parks with the Farmers Market, just because both my vision and our scenarios is to make this market not just like vendors, to have somewhere for the community to go, like you can see with the music and that whole sort of thing. We're trying to add more tents, more organizations that are around the town, so people can know what's in Peculiar, and then also have maybe some info booths by the scouts or something that would kind of teach them, hey, you have camping going on, this is what you can do. So we're really excited to have all the entities together so we can just further everything.
Another first for Peculiar, huh? Not just a farmer's market.
Well, and the Parks Department will have a tent there too, where we can do things like Seth can exhibit
Promote
his sports
sports.
programs and,
Sports
yep,
programs.
and,
That'd be
and
great.
registrations. When camping is up and live at City Lake, we can promote that from that tent.
Just gotta bring your car over there with the tent thing you made for Halloween.
Yeah, right. And yeah, I still have that.
Yeah.
And then just any upcoming events that we have. Well, that was it.
All right, very good. All right, any other comments?
I didn't realize that we were getting started on Dunsworth Park. Excited to hear that.
I'm excited about it too. We are unofficially getting started on Dunsworth Park. It's kind of in a limbo right now, where like the grand scope of things doesn't necessarily have any anchor to it, but it is available for us to start doing activities there. We just need to clean it up. And so, like I said, Public Works has been helping tremendously getting it fixed up. And then, Seth is doing a good job getting flag football back up and running. So it's really been a team effort, and we think it's going to pay off.
there anything we want to mention about disc golf?
Yes, actually.
Let's do it.
So,
Perky years.
this actually all kind of, I mean, the idea's been floated a few times, but really today was the first time that we actually had anything mapped out. So, excuse me, unfortunately I don't have any hard numbers to give you right now as far as dates or cost, but we are going to put a 9-hole disc golf course around the perimeter of Racebeck Park.
Nice.
And our grounds guy David came up with a great design. We just need to, fine tune it a little bit, move a couple of things around. And then I'll have a conversation with Ted about this a little bit later too. I believe he's got a great resource that's going to be able to help us get this done.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as far as a timeline, I don't have it. All I can say is that it is on the front burner and it is coming.
That's nice. Yeah,
That's good.
Having the walk all the way around Raceback already, that's very helpful. That's step one of having a disc golf course is a nice big walkway around so people can walk and transition from hole to hole.
And that CIP project that was meant for walking trails is also going to help us get some of that repaired.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Very good.
Yeah, just to fill in you guys on what Jason and I were talking about briefly before the meeting was just that my buddy Vinny that I've brought up before, he's eager and his buddies are eager to start doing like building and designing. So yeah, if it's already like designed and they can get a green light, they'll just be like, I mean, I'm like, how quick can you turn this thing around? He's like, oh, we'll have things up in 2 weeks. We'll be running it in 3. Like, I was like, they just
He's
wanna get
excited.
after it.
He's there like, yeah.
So, we'll work on next steps, I guess.
Yeah.
Selfish
Well-
motive. I love disc golf, so I'm
Yeah.
super excited.
Yeah.
I'm happy
I
for a
talked about
public
it last
disc
year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We need to have the three of us, have a meeting
Okay.
in the next week or so and just put our heads together and make sure that we're on the same page.
All right. I'll just start an email chain with you and him,
Okay,
and we'll just go from there. See where it goes.
that'll work. Thank you.
Sounds good. Anybody have anything else? All right, then I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I guess nobody wants to.
Yeah. I will motion to
Do you have
adjourn.
a second?
I'm second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.